Welcome, my friends. This is Maniacal Incorporated returning to Máel Tolai's relentless onslaught through the British and Irish Isles. In the last episode, we conquered bits of Scotland, I think. I actually can't remember. One of our vassals is actually mopping up the remaining non-Swedish entities in that region. We're hoping that Connacht will accept vassalization at some stage. They're in a war at the moment. And we're also going to try and vassalize our Welsh cousins. Well, they're actually Irish, but they're ruling over a chunk of Wales and England. And we're going to try and offer them vassalization as well. And hopefully they will join. I was saying that we would put the ruler of that region, Dúnadach. We would support his election for the High Kingship. What we are doing instead at the moment is we're actually supporting. Here is our cousin and brother-in-law and vassal. And we are supporting, he is supporting, and we are supporting his son, Scanlon, a 4-star money man, Ted DiBiase, Midas touched. And he is the grandson, of course, of Scanlon, grandson and namesake of Scanlon, who died of his wounds. He had his hand cut off and died of his wounds in, I think, actually the conquest of Scotland for Flann Sinna. So we're going to support him, and he is now our heir at the moment. He's the top vote getter, pretty much because ourselves and his father are voting for him. You can see that I am over my domain limit. I'm going to sort that out in a second, but I've already began sorting it out. I've given out some land, so we had all of Ulster at one stage. We still have Ulster itself. A long time ago, we gave Kieran Oriel, and I've now given Alloch out to somebody else. Let's see who we've given Alloch to. Why, look at this. It's our marshal, vassal and champion, Máel, who is allied to the Nasrid Emirate after spending some time there in North Africa. He decided to up and leave. This is somebody else who we were supporting for the High Kingship, but he's getting a lot of penalties because people are saying he's past his prime. So this guy wandered away off. He's married a 68-year-old whose son is a vassal of the Sultanate of Andalusia. She's also, it's a pity she never got to meet Flann Sinna. I'm sure she would have been able to teach him a thing or two. Or introduce him to some new vices. But yeah, Máel has come back to court, and he's now serving us again. Look at this for his strategic ability. I think he's trying to restore control to Dublin. If I am correct, it's going to take, oh dear God. So yeah, it's going to be a long time. We're going to have to take a break from our conquesting because our army is at breaking point. We're at about 33% capacity. We're going to have to take a break for about a year and try and get it up to something respectable. We do have a good chunk of allies, but yeah, no, we're losing not piety, but prestige by dragging them in. So we're going to sit back. We're going to relax. We're going to take a year out, at least 10 months to a year out from conquesting, to rebuild our army, aided by Máel, and then Máel Tolai is going to take account of what he's going to do. I have spent hours actually looking at what our next procedure is going to be, and I finally decided what it is going to be. I thought of a lot of different things, and we will reveal that in about a year's time. A couple of other things. I have started a romance scheme against my wife, Lasairfhíona, to try and romance her for some prestige. Somebody was advising that I do that a couple of episodes back. And she's no longer our primary wife, because we need, I won't say we need this woman for her intrigue ability, but there are some plots against us, but they're not going great at the moment, so it doesn't matter too much. We might put Lasairfhíona back as our primary wife at some stage. And I am sure as time goes on, I will remember some other things. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on getting that domain limit down. So indeed, in the last episode, what happened is we conquered Lothian from the Norwegians, and we've taken 3 counties, and they've put us over our domain limit max. And we can see here we have conquered Dunbar from the King of Norway, and he conquered it from Angus mac Flann Sinna Uí Néill, the son of High King Flann Sinna II. So he's still alive, and what we're going to do is we are going to give him Dunbar. And there's a couple of other regions that I'm going to give out to him as well, so we will grant him that title. I won't say I'm going to give them out to him, but I'm probably going to give out this entire region at some point in time. Now, our problem is that he has a child, and she's his main heir now, and she will inherit. She has no children. Now, I'm not too sure if she's going to... it's possible that she'll produce some children. If she doesn't, however, well then, Utter Anarchy as the extended descendants of Flann Sinna. I have no idea how the succession is going to operate from that point in time, but there's a good chunk of them have been knocked off the list. A lot of Flann Sinna's children are dead, even though, when we think about it, the youngest, and we're going to be coming back to this guy later on, Máel, is 36 now. Remember that name, he's important to us. We'll be addressing him later on. And the final thing, we're back to our long, 10-minute long intros. The final thing that I've done, I had been thinking about, once we get this diplomat trait in, I think, about 3 months, I was thinking about coming over to the learning tree and coming down maybe the first 4 of theology, and possibly even these 2 in whole body, to get celibacy, which would give us a massive chunk of piety, basically to try and get the max piety achievement. Yeah, it wasn't looking great. So instead, what I've decided, we're going to stay devoted to diplomacy. I've switched him to Majesty focus. I've switched him from Foreign Affairs to Majesty focus, and we're going to come down here and try and get to writing history. I'm going to try and get these 4. That's roughly 12 years. And I think he's in his early 50s at the moment. Yeah, he's 51. So you're looking at 63 before he gets that far. And we have not had great success keeping High Kings alive into their 60s of recent. So we'll see how it all goes. And this is how Manya replays me. He has created a faction to install his sister Bridget in the for the High Kingship. Here is our wounded vassal, Aaron, our siege master. Effectively, he's been wounded, and his flesh has contracted foulness and swelling. If the right kind of treatment is administered, and Jesus is merciful, he should make it. I hope so, because, like I said, he's pretty much the only military engineer that we have. And he's a vassal of ours, so it would be fantastic if we could keep him alive. Well, it's here now. There's nothing more that can be done. Let's see. Health is poor. He's ailing. It's not great. This is a man who has given great service to us. But yeah, like I was saying, Vanya always get interrupted. Vanya's being a devil, basically. He's being a devil. Here is our attempts to romance our wife and get some prestige. There is no woman lovelier than High Queen Lasairfhíona. In her presence, my words often fail me. None of my complaints ever do her justice, or compliments even. Perhaps a carefully drafted poem would better capture her virtues. I will write about her. I don't think any of these options are great. We could go with poetry is not my strong suit. We're going to go with... Well, there's no point... I was going to say Burning Faith. There's probably no point in going with Treacherous Atheist. Would we go with her charming demeanor? Sure. Was the poem that bad? High Queen Lasairfhíona has died. She's been murdered, my dear Lasairfhíona. I might not have loved you, yet I feel you're passing more acutely than I ever thought possible. You were always there, my constant companion. Did I take you for granted? There are so many things I left unsaid. We had a mysterious circumstances. I hope you find peace. 5 stress. Okay, he's not too bothered. 5 stress. We had our alliance with his sister, or with his her brother, I think, has ended. But I know that there was that's worrying, because there was also a plot to kill us. Somebody is attempting. I did not see that coming. I knew, we'd been told that there was a plot against her, but it was down around the 5% mark, unless it gained a lot of power of recent. Oh man. Or maybe the poem was just that bad. Maybe it was just that bad. We're not getting fully paranoid. But we are going to marry a quite skilled, well-skilled courtier. I think there's Count Karl of Mark. What a name. So, mastermind philosopher. She's a genius. 20 learning, but we're marrying her for her 18 intrigue. We will send that proposal and possibly make her our primary wife. I do think it's interesting that so far there was no plot to kill High Queen Jutta. There's a plot to kill Agnes, who we have just demoted from our primary wife. And there was a plot to kill Lasairfhíona. And there's a plot to kill ourselves. No plot to kill High Queen Jutta. I find that interesting. And do you know what we're going to do? We're also going to start a scheme to romance this woman that we've just met. 0% success chance. Challenge accepted. Do you know what? Let's use this as a test. Let's see how good of a spy master or an intrigue figure she is. We're going to secretly plant a letter in her chambers. The reply is rather interesting, coming from my wife. While I cannot encourage you, my liege, I am most grateful for your kind words. Yours faithfully, your wife. My scheme continues. The scheme continues. Yeah, poor old Máel Tolai has to find something to do to keep himself occupied for the year while he's waiting for his armies to get back up to capacity. Right, now we have a plot to kill our son. This is our eldest son. Could this be one of our other sons that's doing this? I know Volvari has declared that he's going to leave the court unless we do something for him. There he is with his majestic beard. He's still hanging around at the moment, but he's threatening to leave. Could it be one of the sons that's doing this? We must stop the villain behind this. Okay, I didn't spot this, but our vassal was actually just fighting for a single county. They've taken that county, and they've left all of the others. That seems a bit of a waste. I've offered this guy vassalage. He refuses to accept. So we will declare war and we will conquer the duchy. Yeah, and we can take everything because that's all he's left now is the one duchy. And as our army gets ready to march in, we can get our final diplomacy lifestyle perk, and we're going to go straight for diplomat and unlock. That brings us up to 19 diplomacy. With their armies in a bad way from the previous war, we're going to be able to split ours, send them in 2 separate directions, and hopefully get this thing handled some way quickly. There's another war, I think, going on. Oh no, they got some allies. Are they our... Oh no, it's... This is actually a separate war, and I'm not entirely too sure how it's actually connected. These guys, I think they're at war with our vassals. And so in the midst of numerous assassination attempts against himself and his wives and his family, Máel Tolai is going to try to distract one of our courtiers from boring our wife. We're going to gain 5 stress, which isn't too bad, but the scheme will gain kindness. What we'll have to do is break off the 2 sieges, send our forces down, because these guys actually are I actually think these are vassals of our nephew down here, from what I can see, or they've become independent. No, they're still his vassals, and they've declared war for this region, or for Angus as well, so they're fighting against us in a roundabout sort of way, and we're gonna see if we can, we might actually have to siege this area down, which is a bit of a nuisance. Okay, we've hit them in one battle, and we're trying to catch them in another. And our sister has died. I'm going to check that out in a second. Aided by our wife, who is resisting our attempts to be romanced by us, I think our spy master has discovered that one of our vassals, Mayor Owen, is scheming against us. He's a good vassal, or he's a good knight. 15 prowess. We do see some champions are coming in there on the right hand side, so we're going to throw him in jail. As of late, all of my visits to Adelaidis, again, I should find women whose names I can pronounce, have been ruined by my nephew, Chieftain Ernach, somebody who we have considered for the High Kingship. He follows her everywhere like a lost puppy. His attempts to charm the lady are laughable, yet I fear his persistence will be rewarded. We gain stress from the bottom 2 options. His love is not true. Coin will pursue him to stop, so we give him a tenner. Tell him to go and buy some sweets. An unfortunate case of food poisoning will do the trick. What everyone in chat, or what everyone in the comment section was calling for, was a martial-style figure. And we've already seen that this old man has lost a duel before. A duel will prove who's worthy. We have a 46% chance to win. 43% chance to lose. I just made up a number in my head. A 43% chance to lose, 56% chance to win. It's close to a 50-50 flip of the coin, which is a lot better than when we were beaten up and the entire kingdom was taken off of us. I think it would be absolutely hilarious at this point in time for a 52-year-old man, Máel Tolai, to die in a duel and lose the entire kingdom. If this is what the outcome here is going to be. A duel will prove who is worthy. Chieftain Ernach stood no chance against my might. His defeat was surely embarrassing, and my beauty saw it all. She has not paid him any attention since. Another enemy vanquished. So rather foolishly, in Gary, the forces marched back in against us. Not too sure why, but they've gotten a baiting, and out they go. So here is the Moormare of a number of different places, and we are frightened that this 7-year-old might begin persecuting Insularis in one of the regions. We can do a number of different things. We can gain a claim and gain 100 piety, smuggle out the Insularis, or we can send an envoy and gain 100 diplomacy lifestyle experience. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to send an envoy to discuss their treatment. There's a wrestling tournament. It's been delayed. We have an opportunity to form a close relationship with our cousin or with a bottle of whiskey. I think what we'll do is we will lose 10 stress by heading away home. If we make friends with him, he's 54. There's a good chance he's going to be dead soon, and then we're going to be in a bad old state. That's just going to be more stress to us. Here is some good and bad news. Again, like I said a while ago, the bad news is that our sister Soraka has died. The only good news is that she died of heart failure at 64. So she's shoving up into the 60s, which gives Flann Sinna, or not Flann Sinna, but Máel Tolai some hope that he might see an equivalent age. The problem is, I don't think we're going to get this battle here finished anytime soon. I've put Aaron, our military engineer, back in charge of the siege here in Moray. And do you know what? We'll continue sieging down here to help our vassals. We've suffered a big drop in finances because I have rehired Madman's company for another 3 years. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, there we get that pop-up again. It was Jarl Ingeborn. It was Jarl Ingeborn all along. What duchy is this? These are the guys way over here. We had, I think, did we have this person taken prisoner at one stage? Because it'd be worse if she died in prison. Well, well, well. I don't think we're getting out of this. This is the same way that Flann Sinna took out Ruacón. We've gotten a gift. A lavishly decorated box filled with gold. As I run my hands through the coins, I feel as if the room starts spinning around me and my breath grows short. How unexpected. What a curious effect. Not feeling well for 7 years. The plot against us, I mean, it's still at only 5%. How are they getting close to us? Maybe they were just lucky. An attempt on my life. Travelling through the woods, my retinue was accosted by bandits. They were not after my gold, but attacked outright. Sooner than I could order my men to kill them where they stood. The fighting was fiercer than expected, and what was worse, the thugs were clearly targeting me. Good thing none of them were left standing in the end, for the single-minded attack almost got the better of me. This was undoubtedly the work of that lecherous witch. My God, what has gotten into her head? Well, there's only one way to respond to this. I will make her regret this. We were watchful for 2 years, and we lose 100 opinion of her. And the murder scheme against us has been abandoned. I don't know how good of a job he can do for us, but our Archbishop is serving as our physician. He is a renowned physician. But we are told that we are poor. Our health is poor. A rather large force has started raiding us at a rather inopportune moment. Every single pop-up now is terrifying. We continue to try to romance our wife as our life flashes before us. Our life flashes before us, not our wife. Lady, let me prove my devotion to you in any way you deem fit. She ponders the request for a while, before her face lights up. I have been plagued by nightmares. If you are truly devoted to me, you will stand guard outside my chamber and make sure no evil reaches me. You will sleep undisturbed. We gain sleep deprived for 2 years and a minor health penalty. No. Leave me undisturbed all night and I will stand guard. Or I will not do it. So it took me a couple of seconds to figure out what was going on here. It's like, yeah, sure, we'll do it. Absolutely. 67% chance that she won't figure out that we're not actually outside, keeping guard. 33% chance she does have high intrigue. It's an intrigue challenge against the High Queen. I hope that she's helping us and our spy master in this. We're going to say, let me undisturbed. So Máel Tolai, feared for his health, with knowledge of the great conquest that he has ahead of him, leave me undisturbed. And let's see if it succeeds. It did. It did. She didn't cop on to our ruse. So we have a severe penalty to our health for 7 years. You can see that large raiding army. Durham has just raised 5 troops to fight them. Great job, Durham. Great job. So we've decided to be creepy, just like good old Flann Sinna. We've decided to be creepy. We're going out into the gardens to watch her. The sight of her chamber window makes my heart stutter. So close, yet so far. But wait! Who is that? Climbing up the tower. The shady figure stops by her window and unlatches the shutters. We have a few options. I didn't come here to wrestle a burglar. She's grand. It's fine. Just go back to bed. She could get injured. We could call the guards. There is an intruder in the tower. You lose 10 opinion of you. Apparently we're the intruder. I'm not too sure what's going on there. My treasure is in danger. I must save her. We go ahead with the attempt to romance the queen. And I think this is what he would do in these circumstances. It's taken a long time to get to that tower. It took like 2 days. We rush to the tower. The sounds from the struggle above is the greatest motivator I have ever known. Without care for life or limb, I hoist myself through the window. The scene that meets me is not what I expected. Overturned furniture, shredded curtains, and our wife standing over an unmoving body with a bloodied dagger in her hand. She throws herself into our arms and says, "Thank God you are here, Máel Tolai. I will never let you get into harm's way again. We become soulmates." And plus 10 opinion, or a single kiss and a pat on the shoulder and tell her good job. We'll go for the I will never let you get into harm's way again. So we got 750 prestige from that. I would love to get one of these two achievements, but we're actually not doing too bad with the prestige one. I just remembered we're dying. We're not doing too bad with the prestige one. Not a hope that we get the religious icon one. We're getting +1 a month, and I think we've gone from 160 to 180 since the start of this episode. We're losing -2 here, and we've actually gone up about 1,000 since the start of this episode, so we're actually doing fairly well. My spy master has come to me with a discovery. He is certain that my courtier, she's married, I think, to one of my knights. I don't know who you people are. Is scheming against my son Troranjil. And because we romanced our wife, Dublin gets motivated workers. Or maybe it's despite her poor skills. So look at our fun, happy prison. The only person that we can ransom is our mayor, and we can ransom him for a grand total of nothing. This is a knight of, I think, is it the bodyguard of Gwendolen that we captured. He's not, his prowess isn't great. He's an okay skill tactician. Here is the wife of one of our knights. Skill tacticians are hard to find. We'll start in this direction anyway. Apparently this is an act of tyranny. Well, he should have thought about that before plotting against me. Of course, our scheme to murder the Jarl, we have the ability to invite 2 people to it. We would need to pay 18 and get some stress. And how much certainty is he going to bring to the whole proceedings? 23 and a 26. I think we can invite 2 people. I don't see who else there is. I think for now we will actually invite him to the scheme. Because she's been throwing dead bodies into our court. Oh wait, no, I think we were thinking about throwing dead bodies into her court. But we didn't. We researched them. I don't know. This has gotten weird. She's gotten a set on us. She's gotten a set on us for some strange reason. The vassals have changed their opinion. They're no longer supporting. Well, maybe they are supporting. Maybe we're still supporting Scanlon, but everyone else is now supporting Kieran. They don't like that Manya is past his prime, but they're a-okay with his older brother Kieran. I don't get that. And after a considerable period of time, we're finally going to start sieging places down. Those raiders are running with their money. Damn them, I was hoping we could hit them. 65 gold. Okay. We've finally taken this place. I think we're going to move up here. We had problems with Ross. We've lost our commander here for some reason. Who are we going to put in charge? No, we had our main siege guy up here, so if he's not there anymore, you know what that means. This guy isn't much good. We could hire him for 32. Not at the moment. Not at the moment. Money is too tight to mention. So we need to find a new commander for here. We'll give it to Vanya. Yeah, so what that means is that I think if we come down to Desmond, we should see... Died from his wounds, the poor man. Died from his wounds. This was our chief, our only military engineer. So we're in a... I won't say we're in a bit of trouble, but we do need to try and find somebody for those hard to siege places. So we've finished sieging down the former capital of Scotland, and what was effectively the capital of Irish Scotland. We've taken somebody prisoner, and it's given us a 100% war score. Because, of course, when our vassals captured this area, we then became the target of the attempts to conquer it back. It gets confusing. We will enforce our demands. Get 56 gold. Not going to complain about that. So that just brings that war to an end. So our vassals keep Angus. You might have noticed I'm having a small bit of trouble with the mouse. We're going to move these guys up to Cathanas, I think. Here's another gentleman who came to our court at a bad time. 9 prowess. He's not great. I swear we had... He's of Munzo. So these would be the ruling dynasty in Sweden. I'd swear we had some relative of his here before, but he's not of much use to us. So, there you go. Máel Tolai, again, needs to keep that dread up. It might help people to vote in favour of Scanlon. And if we actually come and check, our health is near death. There's not a whole heap that we can do. Only ourselves and Trenka are voting for Scanlon. There's a couple of people voting for Kieran. Now, Kieran's big problem, he's a good fortune builder, but the big problem is that he's 50. He's not much younger. He's 3 years younger than Máel Tolai. So we could be seeing a couple of alterations in the High Kingship if Máel Tolai does die and is succeeded by Kieran. And if they're willing to vote for somebody who is 50 years of age, I would much rather if they would vote for the slightly younger 48-year-old Manya. But nobody is looking to do so. So he's gotten himself a new wife. I presume his previous wife. Where's his alliance to the Nasrid after going to... I've seen some strange things happening. Characters effectively disappearing. I don't know if it's maybe something in the game to get rid of unnecessary characters and prevent them from taking up space or something like that. But yeah, his wife from North Africa is gone, and he's after getting himself a new one. But with Máel Tolai near death, I had massive plans for him. I had massive plans in the final years, some of which will be achieved by his successor. But the big plan was his claim to the Kingdom of Brittany. I was going to have him invade Brittany and take it, and to actually use his claim. Now, of course, we don't need claims. We can do whatever the hell we want because we're tribal, but I thought it would have been quite appropriate for him to be the one to do it. Now, of course, on his death, we're actually going to see quite a lot of land being distributed to his own family, so I might have to do something about that now. He has a lot of children, so I don't think any of them are going to become too overly powerful. There isn't a huge lot that we can do at the moment, so what all we can do is pretty much let the game play out, but I would be expecting that quite shortly we're going to get a pop-up that the life of Máel Tolai has ended, just short of his ultimate goal. So we got two pop-ups there. The High Queen had become pregnant, impossibly, because of the stress that was caused, or the exertion. High King Máel Tolai has died at just 53 years of age. High King Máel Tolai of Ireland has crossed the door to the world of spirits at 53 years of age. He died of natural causes. An old man, he lived a long, fulfilling life. High King Ciarán ascends to the throne. A formidable duelist, many expect him to excel in tournaments and personal combat alike. I don't think that's a very accurate description, especially with that big gash across his face. I would much rather if we could have secured Scanlon's election. We do have to congratulate Máel Tolai, however. He lost the High Kingship, he lost everything and was reduced to a single county and to two vassals, the Isle of Man and the Inner Hebrides, and from there he retook most of the island of Ireland. We never secured the vassalization of Connacht, but that's because they're at war. He's effectively now mopping up Scotland, and the next aim, the next goal after that would have been to push south, but he has re-established the High Kingship and secured it on a firm footing for those who will follow after him, and it looks as though that might be the descendants of Flann Sinna, for all that we said about them. There are so many of them that they're in a position to secure and maintain the High Kingship. Most certainly, Ruachaun's family has been utterly excluded. They will never be discussed again, because it was a grandson of Ruachaun's, Blahmach, who actually duelled Máel Tolai and deposed him in the first place. I think he has, and we might be able to look at the lineage in a couple of seconds, he has the highest level of devotion, and I think he might have the highest level of fame amongst any of the rulers. Died of natural causes. Again, his health severely weakened by that assassination attempt, which we weren't able to stave off with our wife dedicated to intrigue and our high intrigue spy master. We still weren't able to stave off that assassination attempt. He was the cultural head. He was dreaded, exalted. He was a paragon of virtue. He just finished off the diplomat tree, and he was in 8 offensive and 15 defensive wars, and that's what really hit us there early on, was the amount of defensive wars that we had to fight, and the amount of people whose aid we had to come to. If we show his titles, his eldest son Luaid has become the High Chieftain of Ulster. And then 2 of our counties in Scotland have gone to these guys. I was trying to think where Desmond has gone, but that's been long gone. And if we show the lineage, there he is. He joins his great ancestors. Exalted. Oh, he was exalted as well. He was only established. I think they were maybe all exalted. Yeah. So Máel Tolai ordained by God to rule, did indeed have the highest level of devotion. And we will continue on as High King Ciarán. Not, again, as we said when Máel Tolai came to power, not the optimal choice. Not the optimal choice. Well, the first thing that we can see about him is he is stressed to the gills. There's another achievement in the offing. He is fickle, paranoid, and ambitious. How very interesting. He is a 3-star money man. He's not the Ted DiBiase that we were hoping would rule as High King. Unyielding defender, intelligent. You know what? He actually is quite a good knight. He's a 16 prowess. He's a comfort ether, reclusive, wounded. He's an administrator, a murderer, and a blade master. And his health is poor. His health is poor because his stress is at level 2. Let's first of all deal with our council. This is absolutely horrendous. The entire council has been wiped out. I'm not too sure what's after happening. I think we have an easy enough choice in one of Máel Tolai's relatives, Ernach, who of course Máel Tolai duelled to get him to stop hitting on his wife. So we will assign him as our diplomat with his 23 diplomacy. Again, I think this is a pretty easy enough choice. We have a 21 stewardship, a friend of ours, a member of the Dáil Byrne. So we will assign him as our steward. We have an interesting few options here. We have 3 people on 18. Here's Orla Nick Dovlema. She's had quite a lot of loss in her life. She's our half-sister, and she, of course, had a child with our/her brother. She's actually an 18 in intrigue, so Flann Sinna, her father, had been preparing her for the life of a spy master, but what I think we'll do instead is we will put our vassal. He's not a powerful vassal, but I think we might put our vassal there instead, Ruacón. What family is he from? Oh my god, that's Ruacón. That's the son. He's the secret son of Flann Sinna. Yes, absolutely. We'll put him there as our spy master. 36 learning. Dear God. And then for a grand total of €3, I'm sure the new High King Ciarán has come into Máel Tolai's quarters and he's found a big box of gold, and he takes €3 out of it, and he pays it to this guy, 17 Marshall, and we could go for Luaid, but it's 12, so yeah, we'll go with this guy. Where's Vanya? Why can't we put Vanya as our? That's why we can't. No, he's still there. He's gotten younger. Why can't we put Monya as our... Oh, because he's now a vassal of... Yeah, it's confusing. So Monya is serving Luaid as a knight and a marshal somewhere else. So here is our council. So this is our first time looking at the money tree. He's already gotten one of the perks. He's an administrator. Powerful vassal, so lots of contributions to Chancellor Opinion, or Councillor Opinion. Vassals are less likely to form independence factions. Monthly tyranny goes down. Vassal opinion and liege opinion goes up. Domestic affairs efficiency is improved. Vassal levy contribution, which is fantastic. And oh yes, we can use claim throne on our liege. Fantastic. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to keep him generating money. We might need to try to drive out some mercenaries, as in to just churn them out, keep getting mercenaries. So we'll select that, and will we continue going down the architect tree? Development growth in realm capital might be interesting enough, because we do need to get development growth up if we're going to hope to ever get out of the feudal age. We could go for, yeah, popular figurehead would be fantastic. So yeah, we might just finish off this route. If we go for demand payment for perks, then we need to come across into intrigue briefly, though we could get monthly income while at war, and we will be at war a lot. And finally, to get everything ready to actually start back into the game, we must appoint a successor to, well, a potential successor. Like I said, this could be one of the shortest reigns. This could be a reign even shorter than Ruacon's. He's already in poor health, and I think we are going to support for the High Kingship Flann Sinna II Macbrangan. He would be Flann Sinna III if he comes to power. Flann Sinna's grandson, the son of Brangan. He's currently ruling on the Isle of Man. We will cast our vote in favour of him, and that actually makes him our preferred successor, because I think at the moment he was being supported by other people, or at least I thought he was. So yeah, we'll see what way we might have to try and force some people to vote in line with us. Hopefully not. Let's see if we can keep him alive at least long enough to finish off the conquest of Scotland. Now here's a very interesting little pop-up. Somebody has joined an agent in our scheme to murder Luaid. So apparently we're behind this plot. Ciarán was behind the plot to kill Luaid. I want to abandon that plot. The devil. And I've just noticed this now. Holy hell. Minus 10 prestige. We're at minus 4 per month. Predominantly due to the raised armies, but then again he doesn't have a lot of titles or anything like that. Monthly income isn't all that great. He doesn't have a big domain, but wow, that is something else in terms of prestige. And then his piety isn't great either, so we're not going to be getting any of those two achievements for maxing those out. I think the vassals just hate us. Vanya, or Monya, has been appointed as our successor. He's only about 2 years younger than us. And Solitude in the Great Hall, Abner, our son Abner, seems to have been having a difficult time at our latest feast. He slipped underneath one of the tables and there hid from people for the entire meal. So we can either say that the important thing is that the guests know you were there. So he will keep the trait shy. If it was a chore, then you should simply have left. He'll gain 68 stress and become impatient, or focus on food if the company bothers you. High King Ciarán, of course, is a comfort eater. And I think he would have his son lose shy and become gluttonous. I think it makes sense. And that, of course, gives us the achievement, Turning to Diamonds. We have had a mental break shooting the messenger. My head feels like a thunderstorm trapped in an egg. Okay. I squirm, trying to get comfortable on my throne, as a messenger spins me some irrelevant sob story about pirates or bandits or raiders or some kind of commoner nonsense. The pressure in my skull builds, demanding release somewhere, and, almost involuntarily, my mouth opens to speak. You think I'll fall for these obvious lies? You were clearly some hired assassin. Behead this fool! The court around us goes deadly silent. We can either lose 84 stress and tell everyone to get out of the halls, which will be abandoned for 20 years, he'll be dead by then. Lose 84 stress and become a drunkard, lose 1 level of fame, lose prestige. Or lose 49 stress, but we get a little trinket. Minus 2 diplomacy, minus 2 stewardship, minus 2 intrigue. Dread decay drops, and we use a human head as a footrest. He's got good skills. Let's see what 2 diplomacy. will take us to a 13. 2 stewardship will take us to a 13. 2 intrigue will take us to an 11. Not great. The courtier opinion also isn't great. Let's go for a pickled human head for a footstool. Oh wow, we have absolutely nothing with which to decrease stress for quite a long period of time. Because we're commanding an army, we can't indulge in food. So what I might do, I put him in charge of the army. We might give that to a captain from Madman's company. And that will allow us to indulge in food. We'll lose 50 gold and lose some stress. Set the table. Wow, that's he's just there on his own in the abyss. Just staring at us. Silently. As another plate of poker ounce is placed before me, I feel myself relaxing. Nothing sets the mind at ease like some good food. Bring me more poker ounce. Yes, poker ounce for everyone. The other thing is that I have married Flann Sinna's... No, not Flann Sinna. Flann Sinna's long gone. I'll never forget Flann Sinna. Máel Tolai's wife that he romanced. So we might make her our primary wife for her intrigue and... Yeah, mainly her intrigue. Her intrigue skills. I think we'll see who his primary wife at the moment is. Actually, I didn't really even check. Okay, she's got good martial, good diplomacy. I don't think the plots have started against us just yet, so maybe we'll leave it as is. We've also formed a few alliances, and Flann Sinna, that's why I was getting confused. Flann Sinna from the Isle of Man has been put forward again as our successor. So if we were to die right this very minute, we would be succeeded by Flann Sinna. More court intrigue. Somebody is trying to kill one of our champions. The villain behind this must be stopped. It's another low-level scheme at the moment, but who knows how much support that'll gather over time. And what I thought would be one of our easiest battles, I actually thought that our vassals would take care of this for us. I'm hoping it's coming to an end. We've sieged one area, taken somebody hostage. Don't tell me we need to actually go and siege Ross as well. It looks like it at the moment. We'll bring the army down anyway. I'd say we can just return these guys to Irish soil. And it might tick up. It might tick up and we mightn't be in a position where we need to. Fort level is too damn high. It's that loan all over again. Yeah, that didn't help much. Our only hope is that the score ticks up some bit, and it hasn't ticked up for a while, so I don't think it's gonna. I think we're gonna need to siege this place down, which could take a considerable period of time. With as ill as these rulers are, a year is a very long time. Now here is an alliance. This is our son Abner, and he is going to be married to a princess, Adriana of Romagna. 4,000 troops or such. My God, if we could get insular Christianity to spread to there. God, they've I don't think that's their actual. It's the Kingdom of Romagna, so we're going to send that proposal anyway. Oh, wow. Where's the Pope? He's still there, and it looks like he's still in Roma, in the Vaticano. Hell if I know how that works. Because it's been conquered by Byzantium. We haven't really looked at what's been going on over here. It's as good a reason as any to take a look at the wider world. What I do like is that you have Poland, and then much smaller than Poland, you have Greater Poland. East Francia is still holding on. Lothringia, West Francia has started to push down into Spain. Indeed, the entire northern coast is controlled by Sweden or West Francia. The Romagna have a substantial kingdom. That's a power there that could help us with Sweden. That's a power that could help us with Sweden. And then, of course, the Byzantines have spread out in all directions. Let's see what the rest of the world looks like. So yeah, we're beginning to see a number of big empires solidifying. Ireland, thankfully, has gotten itself back on the map. It's much bigger than Greater Poland, but then again, Greater Poland has more letters in it. Maybe that's the reason that you can't spot Greater Poland. So, we've gotten our first lifestyle perk as the Angry High King Huron. We have centralization or fort level. I think we'll go with centralization. We're going to start a scheme to sway High Chieftain Liachnon. He won't accept vassalization. I would like to bring him into the fold peacefully, but if he refuses, we will have to subjugate him. I didn't realize we've also taken Dublin, which is handy. So we actually also have Dublin, the capital. So we've a bit of land, which is nice. I thought that would be actually remaining within Máel Tolai's family. Maybe it's because it's the capital. But the development there is now going up by 0.3 extra per month because of centralization. I actually have somebody in at loan. I was hoping that we could get the development up here some bit, because, well, it's gone up to, I think it's gone up from 4 to 5, I might be wrong. We're going to take them off of, let's see if that is what happened. It looks like it, because it was only taking a couple of months to finish it off, and now it's gone to 2 years. So I'm going to put him back on, collecting taxes. And yeah, because the goal would be to try and get some of this stuff researched, the way we can actually go into the feudal era. 22 years to get onagers, which we really need for these sieges. 22 years to get barracks, and then 308 years to get public works. But if we can get the other two researched in 22 years, then we can get this done. Of course, that's taking us into the middle of the 1000s, and I said that we were playing up to the year 1000, so we'll see how it goes. We've marched an army led by the High King himself out against this grand 60-man troop. We're going to try and hit them and see if that will help with the war score any bit. And it actually did. Got us up to 100%. Maybe we should have done that earlier. Enforce our demands. And the battle that Máel Tolai started is finished by High King Huron. We have gained the contested title, so be it. And I think it only makes sense that we should hold a feast to lose some stress, spend some of our money and celebrate our appointment as the High King. So we send out the invitations. We also need to appease our vassals and show them the fancy new footstool that we got, and indicate to them that if they don't behave, they might also become footstools. There's nothing I love more than a full prison, and we don't even have space to put everyone lined up. There's so many. So we'll start from the top. A 15 prowess berserker, aspiring blade master. He's an intricate web weaver. I think he might make a good knight. We can't ransom him, so we will negotiate his release. We will gain a weak hook and recruit him. And as you can see, we actually also imprison his son at the moment. So we will negotiate this release. we might be able to do this now. Oh no, we're actually negotiating with the kid himself. I think it would be wrong to execute him, but he's learning focus. Well, if he's learning, then he has to learn the correct methods for the calculation of Easter. So we will demand his conversion. We might actually wait a second, because he'll probably go to his father's court. So we'll wait for his father to be released. First of all, this guy is another member of Honau. His brother, we've just organized his release. Poor prowess. Doesn't really give us anything to write home about. So here is Sigdur. We just executed his brother, and we're trying to gain the release of his other brother. We have his wife in prison. Here she is. And now we have space again. This prisoner was arrested for trying to kill, I can't remember who they were involved in the plot to kill. It's entirely possible they were involved in the plot to kill Máel Tolai's son, which was being organised by Ciarán. So I think on the sly, Ciarán is going to negotiate her release. And again, things just get worse. Here's one brother who we have in prison. We're organising his release. We executed another brother. Then this brother, we executed his wife. And here is the final brother. Here is the final brother's wife. And again, High King Ciarán, after just having made somebody's head into a footstool, he is in no mood for mercy. The guests are gathered in the great hall, lords and ladies from the near and far reaches of the realm. The mood is bright, and spirits are high as the feast begins, and surely Ciarán would have great memories of the feasts which were held by his father. Welcome, friends. This poor old dude, whose name I can't pronounce, he had little of an option but to accept. We will pause quickly and see if we can. I thought we might be able to ransom him to his father. We'll demand his conversion. Like I said, if he's studying the learning route, he must learn the proper methods for the calculation of Easter. We will negotiate his release, and he might come to our court. I think it would be wrong to just go mad and execute everybody. But this guy's already become our champion. Fantastic. And yeah, his son has come to our court in Dublin. So let's see if we can actually... Oh, he hasn't come to our court. He's just in Dublin at the moment. We're going to see if we can actually give him a proper educator shortly. Disaster strikes! My lord, the wine! We cracked open the next barrel. It's gone! Your father drank it all before he died. The feast is still raging, but without drink the mood is sure to dwindle at a cruel pace. The wine merchant should still be in town, and it helps our attendees like us a bit more. So Ciarán apparently does not like small talk, and he doesn't like being in crowds. He'd rather be isolated. There must be somewhere I can be alone. So run away, lose stress, but also piety. Yeah, frightful weather we're having, isn't it? So he's trying desperately to make small talk. It's punishing to him. However, we can become... are not friendly, but we can increase our opinion with our friend Duke Donal and gain some much needed prestige, because I forgot, if we want to continue our campaigns, we're going to need prestige, and we've just gotten into positive figures for the first time in a long time, so that's good. Well, never mind. All that prestige didn't do much good for us. High King Ciarán of Ireland has found peace in Christ's embrace at 52 years of age. He died at a party. He died from his wounds. Although quite famous for his sharp intellect, he could still not outsmart death. High King Ruacán II ascends to the throne, a formidable duelist. Many expect him to excel in tournaments and personal combats alike. Well, this is rather interesting. I don't remember getting a pop-up that Ruacán, technically a brother to this guy, because his father, Flann Sinna, had an affair with this guy's mother, and he's now come to occupy the High Kingship. I don't remember being told that he was our heir, but yeah, let's go and take a look at him. Inherited titles, so we've inherited we've inherited a lot. The Kingdom of Ireland, the Kingdom of Alba, the High Chiefdom of Meath, Oriel, Dublin. Don't tell me that title has been created through Confederate partition somehow. And then we have, oh god, it could possibly have been, oh, that's going to be awkward. And then the lands that we just conquered have gone to Abner, who now has 4,000 troops at his disposal from his father-in-law, the King of Romagna, Don and Finchnachta. Continue as High King Ruacán II. And here's the lineage. 15 months he ruled. Shorter even than High King Ruacán I. 2 wars, which I think is actually on par with Ruacán, who is in 4. And then, of course, his devotion. He was faithful, but his level of fame is pretty much nothing. Continue as High King Ruacán II. So it looks like the Kingdom of Alba is back in existence. It was created by High King Ciarán on the 20th of May, 1005, possibly because we took enough counties to occupy it. We're now playing as 48-year-old King Ruacán, so this could be problematic. Because again, that doesn't leave us a huge amount of time to do anything. And I think what I'm going to do, instead of introducing us to the new High King, I think we will leave it there for this evening. I was hoping just to get that party to an end, and then to call the episode to a close, but poor old High King Ciarán didn't even survive the party, just barely got over a year, finished off a single war, and that was the end of it. The events of this episode, and especially the creation of the Kingdom of Scotland, have complicated matters a bit for us. I might need to spend some time sorting out vassals and things like that. But again, since the death of High King Flann Sinna, the re-establishment of the Kingdom of Ireland, and the terror that has been driven into us at the prospect of a Swedish invasion, the rulers who have followed Máel Tolai are aware of the goal. They are aware of the ultimate destiny of the Irish nation, and they will, to the best of their ability, attempt to enact it. We'll see how it's going in the next couple of episodes. There'll be probably another 2 episodes anyway. That big minus 340 prestige, that's going to be a bit problematic for us in starting any more wars. So we're going to need to see what we can do on the next episode. These episodes are starting to come out a bit slower now. I'm being flooded by work. I'm still recording the episodes, but I'm not in a position to get them edited and to get them out every second day. So hopefully you can bear with me. It's a terror just as things are getting stressful again. And every episode is ending on a cliffhanger. The episodes are slowing down. But thank you all for the support. Thank you for joining me on this episode, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Because it'd be worse if she died in prison.